So now today we are going to discuss next experiment of physics, and that one is the surface tension of liquid by drop weight method. Okay, so already I have shared chart with you, and according to that chart, the first experiment according to chart, okay, according to chart, the first experiment, that is surface tension of liquid by drop weight method. This is from group A. Okay, so here you know very well what is the meaning and definition and concept of surface tension, and liquids possess surface tension. Okay, so here we are going to find out the surface tension of that particular liquid by drop weight method. Okay, so first point is aim to determine surface tension of liquid by drop weight method. Second, apparatus, burette, capillary tube, beaker, traveling microscope, physical balance, and water, etc. So, procedure part 1, measure the outer diameter of the capillary tube by using micrometer screw gauge, and hence determine the outer radius of capillary tube, that is small r. So this capillary tube is attached to the bottom part of the burette and whose radius is to be determined. In part second, fill the burette with the water and clamp it vertically with rivot stand. Connect small piece of capillary to the lower open end of the burette with the help of rubber or PVC tube with a pinch cork. Okay, so after this arrangement, measure the weight of empty beaker or dish on weighing balance in grams. Adjust the pinch cork of the such that uniform drops of water emerge out of the orifice of the capillary, and collect 25 drops of water. Okay, after that, find mass of one drop of water. Repeat the same procedure for 50, 75, and 100 drops of water. Find the mass of one drop of water and determine mean mass, that is small m, of one drop of water. After that, using given formula, calculate the surface tension of the water. So here, according to this diagram, suppose this is the capillary tube, and inside capillary tube you have filled water. Then due to downward pull, of course due to gravitational force, if you release the pinch cork, the water drop will emerge from the capillary. Okay, so that volume, sufficient volume of liquid is emerged from the capillary. So it is to be assumed that this diameter of liquid drop is equal to the outer diameter of the capillary. Hence we used to find the diameter of capillary tube in part 1. Okay, and after that we can able to find out or determine the radius of the capillary tube. So here this type of arrangement is there. Actually it is known as stagalometer method. Okay, so here this total downward force is equal to surface tension force. Okay, so surface tension force in terms of capillary tube and water, which is equal to, you know very well that that is 2 pi r into T. Okay, where 2 pi r is the geometrical and T is the surface tension. T is the notation for surface tension. So total downward force is equal to pi r square, that is the left hand side, this one, pi r square into T divided by small r plus mg. Okay, which is equal to 2 pi r into T. So solving this equation, that is total downward force is equal to surface tension force, solving we get T is equal to mg divided by pi r, the simple formula. So what is m? Is the mean mass of water, drop of water. Okay, so here with the help of balance, we can find out the mean mass, then acceleration due to gravity at that particular point, you know very well, and which is a constant value, which can be taken as 9.8. Okay. Then pi, that is the 3.14, and r, that is the radius of capillary tube, which can be obtained from diameter measurement. And for the determination of radius of capillary, that is small r, from part 1, as you know very well that least count of that particular vernier caliper. Okay. And if here we take micrometer screw gauge for the measurement of this small r, then for more accuracy, if we take micrometer screw gauge, then the least count is recalled as pitch divided by total number of divisions on circular scale. Okay, so for accuracy we have selected here micrometer screw gauge, and whose pitch is equal to 0.1 centimeter, and total number of divisions on circular scale is equal to 100. So therefore least count is equal to 0.001 centimeter. You know very well this value. And after that, since it is a micrometer screw gauge, you have to find out zero error. Okay, number of divisions, then its value in centimeter, then obvious part, that is zero correction or zero error correction, divisions, and the value of the correction. Okay, so here first part has first column, that is reading on main scale, that is a in centimeter, then reading on circular scale, that is this observation table is known to you, which we have studied in the first experiment. Okay, that is list count of instruments. Then second column has two sub columns, reading on circular scale, that is b in a division, and if you multiply b with lc, it will give us c next value, that is in centimeter. So after that we can have total reading, that is if we add value of a and value of c, that is a plus c in centimeter, that is total reading. Then after correction with the zero error, we can obtain the next value, that is total corrected reading in centimeter. And if we measure the diameter of that capillary tube for 3 times, then we can be able to calculate the mean reading of the diameter of capillary tube, and then dividing it by 2, that is r, small r is equal to diameter of capillary divided by 2. Okay, so we are interested in the diameter, which is measured in centimeter. And of course after diameter we can obtain the value of capillary tube, that is radius of capillary tube, that is small r. So here this is the water droplet, and after that, due to downward gravitational force, we have water drop, and whose diameter in terms of capillary tip, okay, diameter of capillary tip and radius is measured. So this is the drop volume method, that is the same method. This method say something about this experiment. This method was first time described by Tate in 1864, who formed an equation which is now called as Tate's law. According to his equation, W is equal to 2 pi r into gamma, where W is the drop weight, okay, as the name suggests, surface tension by drop weight method. Okay, so here R is the capillary tube, that is the radius of the capillary tube. Then gamma is the surface tension of the liquid. So here is the experimental arrangement where capillary tube is there, and weight of the drop is as shown in this diagram, and you have to collect the 25 number of 25 drops inside the beaker or dish, and whose mass is to be measured with the help of physical balance. Okay, So after that, this is the simple arrangement which is used in our laboratory. So this is burette stand, then fluid, that is water, simply available fluid is water in our lab. After that, this is stopper or pinch cork and beaker for collection of water droplets. So here you can observe that emerging drop and a falling drop of water inside the beaker. So this is the digital thermometer. Actually, we are not using this digital thermometer, but in this arrangement, it is shown. Okay. So basically, this is used to determine the temperature of that liquid. So in this method, in this drop weight method, stalagmometric method, the drop weight method of measuring the interfacial tension of the liquid. So interfacial tension of the liquid means that is surface tension. Okay. So with respect to air, consists in determining the number of drops falling from a capillary. The drops are allowed to fall into the container until enough have been collected. Here in our experiment, enough stands for 25 drops, okay, 25 number, 25 drops of the water collected in the beaker, so that weight per drop can be determined accurately, okay. So this principle of this method is that the size of water drop falling from a capillary tube depends on the surface tension of the liquid. Okay, so this may be your general observation that the size of the drop falling from capillary tube depends on the surface tension of the liquid. Okay, so this sentence is exhibited in this diagram. Okay, and this is the experimental arrangement, photograph of experimental arrangement. So in part second, you have to determine mass m of single drop of water. Okay, so here if you write observation number 1, then 2, 3 and 4, you have to collect number of drops. Okay, so say for example you have collected 25 drops, you have collected 25 drops. Okay, then you have to measure mass of n drops of water. Here in our case, n stands for first case, n stands for 25. So you have to measure the mass of 25 drops which are collected inside the beaker or petri dish. Okay, then after that mass, if you take the ratio of these two columns, you can get the mass of single drop of water, small m. Okay, then collect another 25 drops, so that total drops in that dish equal to 25, that is initially 25, and add 25 more drops in the same beaker or petri dish, and then once again measure or weigh the beaker. Okay, so that you will find out the mass, then collect more 25 drops, that is total drops 75, again check the mass of the beaker or petri dish having 75 drops, then the last one, that is the add more 25 drops, that is total drops now equal to 100, and now measure the mass of the beaker. Okay, so that if you divide this column with this column, you will get mass of single drop of water here, here, here and here. Okay, so you got four values. So with the help of these four values, you can find out the mean single value. Okay, mean values single. So mean value, that is the single value, that is mean small m in gram of the water. Okay, and if you substitute the small value of small m in this equation, okay, so t is equal to small m into g divided by pi r square. So here this is the experiment of only 20 minutes. So here you have to find out small m, and ultimately our aim is find out surface tension of the given liquid. So okay, so here result is there, that is surface tension of given liquid inside the bracket water, because water is provided. So T is equal to dot 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 dyne per centimeter, which is to be converted into Newton per meter. Okay, this is CGS system. You know very well that this is CGS system and this is SI system. So obviously the value should come near about 72 dyne per centimeter. Okay, so it is dyne per centimeter means force per unit length. So for water, the value of surface tension is equal to 72.00 or equal to 72 dyne per centimeter, which is to be converted into Newton per meter. So you know very well what is the relation for dyne and Newton and centimeter and meter, so that you will easily convert this value of 72, that is value which is in dyne per centimeter, to in Newton per meter. Okay, so this is all about surface tension by drop weight method. So after that we have another small experiment. Okay, that small experiment is viscosity by Stokes method. Okay, please wait for a few moments so that I shall share. Yes. So after this experiment, first experiment, we have another experiment. Okay, that is viscosity by Stokes method. So here the second experiment from the same group, that is group A, that is viscosity of liquid by Stokes method. Okay, so here we have discussed two properties of liquid. First one is the surface tension, which you have studied in detail in the last semester in paper 1, and the next experiment, that is viscosity of liquid by Stokes method. You have studied Stokes method in 11th standard. Okay, and viscosity from 11th standard, and in the last semester also in paper 1 you have studied viscosity. So here this is another property of liquid. First property we have discussed is surface tension of liquid by drop weight method, and next experiment, that is second experiment for today, is coefficient of viscosity, to determine the coefficient of viscosity of given transparent liquid, for example castor oil or glycerin, by Stokes method. So apparatus for this experiment, following sphere viscometer, okay, small steel spheres, stopwatch, thermometer, micrometer, screw gauge, etc. So procedure goes like this: measure the room temperature. Okay, measure the room temperature. Take 5 small steel spheres. Okay, having different diameter. Make them clean and dry. Measure their diameter accurately with micrometer screw gauge. Okay, then soak them in experimental liquid. Okay, tie thread or rubber bands at A, B, C equidistant from each other. I shall show you the figure or experimental arrangement so that you will come to know this sentence, that is tie the threads or rubber bands at ABC equidistant from each other. That is AB, length AB is equal to length BC is equal to length D, which is equal to 30 centimeter or about 30 centimeter. So just leave the spherical ball into the funnel. When the ball reaches the position A, start the stopwatch and note time T1. When the ball reaches B, also note time T2. Then when the ball reaches C, okay, so after that find mean time, that is T is equal to T1 plus T2 divided by 2, which is seconds. Repeat the same procedure with the another ball and calculate the value d square into t is equal to x for which each ball separately. So this is the observation table. So in this first observation table, you have to take the help of micrometer screw gauge, okay, and whose least count is equal to 0.001 centimeter. In this table, just you have to find out the diameter, okay, diameter and radius of the steel spheres. And here A, B, C, D means you have been provided with two types of spheres, okay, steel spheres. Then you have to find out the diameter of each sphere, so that A into 2, that is total 4 into 2, that is equal to total 8 spheres we have. So you have to find out the diameter and ultimately radius and radius square, that is r square, for 8 different spheres, okay. The moment when you are ready with 8 radius of 8 spheres, then you have to soak them inside the funnel and this arrangement, okay. So here if you leave the sphere through the funnel, so this is the first mark on the body of this glass tube, that is A mark. This circle is visible, this is A mark, then this is B mark, and this is C mark, okay. If you remember, the distance between them is equal to 30 centimeter. This is D. So A to B is equal to D, and B to C is equal to D, and here D is equal to D. It means A into B is equal to 30 centimeter, and B to C is equal to again 30 centimeter. So A to B and B to C is equal to D, which is equal to 30 centimeter. So when the sphere reaches at point A, okay, you have to switch on the stopwatch, that is note the time T, okay. Then when this sphere reaches at B, then note time T1, and when the sphere reaches to C, then note the time T2, okay. And this T1 and T2 you have to write in the observation table. So you are provided with the liquid and density of the liquid, okay. So density of the liquid, that is sigma, is equal to 1.24 gram per centimeter cube. Generally we use glycerin in our lab, and density of steel spheres is rho is equal to 7.7 gram per centimeter cube, okay. So these two values are given to you. You have to measure the temperature of oil, that is in terms of the room temperature. After that, you know very well that distance AB is equal to BC is equal to D, which is equal to 30 centimeter. Then here transit time T1, T2, okay. So for sphere A, note that we have two spheres of A, okay. Suppose say for example, the mean diameter of this sphere, first sphere is equal to 5.36, okay, actually, which is very big. So if I write here as 0, suppose 0.367, okay, mean diameter, and suppose here I write 0.363, okay. So there is a gap of 0.04 centimeter between the diameter. So roughly the diameter of these two sphere is similar, okay. So from these two values you will get the radius and r square. So for one a1 and a2 you will get different times, okay. So here transit time t1, as shown in this diagram, you have to find out, or you have to observe this t1, then t2, then write the value of t1 for A and T2 for A, okay. Then mean transit time, that is T is equal to T1 plus T2, that is T1 plus T2 upon 2 is equal to T, okay. So here if you divide this, you will get T. Then r square, whose value can be obtained from this table. So this is single value, mean value, this is r square value, then r square into t, that is this time, will give you this product r square into t, that is centimeter square into seconds. Okay, so similarly you have to follow the procedure for b, c and d respectively, so that you will get the r square into t values for a sphere, for b sphere, for c sphere and for d sphere respectively. So after that, once you get the r square into t, substitute the value of r square into t in this observation table over here, where eta is equal to 2 divided by 9. It is not g, small g. 2 divided by 9 into r square into t, whose value is over here, into rho minus sigma into g divided by d. So what is rho? Rho is 1.24. Okay, sorry, sigma is 1.24 and rho is 7.7 gram per centimeter cube. So here rho is 7.7 minus sigma is 1.24 into g divided by d. Okay, so d is 30 centimeter. So whatever you will get after solving is the value of coefficient of viscosity of that particular liquid in poise for a sphere. Okay, so after that, once again you calculate the value of eta for second sphere from this value, for third sphere from this value, and for fourth sphere from this value. Okay, and you have to take once again the mean value of coefficient of viscosity of given transparent liquid, and after mean value, the final value is the result. That is, the mean value is the result of coefficient of viscosity of given transparent liquid is equal to eta is equal to dot 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 poise. So this is the experiment. That is, we have discussed first experiment, surface tension of liquid by drop weight method, and second experiment, that is viscosity of given transparent liquid by Stokes method. Okay, so after this experiment we have another experiment. Okay, but today time is short, so we shall discuss the next experiment in the next lecture.